Game number 1 in the best of 3 series between Virtus Pro and Polish Power. We currently look at our second best of 3 series here today at the Heroes Championship Qualifier. And to the left side of the map on our first map, Cursed Hollow, we have Virtus Pro with Sevkaja on Jaina, Neon on Reyna, Toxical on Sonya, Lunara is playing Lieutenant Morales, and we have Power of Dream on Murden. To the right side of the map with a few familiar faces, we have Perm on Zagara, Leo from Korea on Uther, Potibos on Stitches, Bashek on Kelthas, and Joki is playing Johanna. A couple of the old G2 Esports players in the setup here. And Khaldor with me is Tetcher, and we're going to bring you the coverage here. Game number 1 of the best of 3 series between Virtus Pro and Polish Power.
Yeah, and straight away we're seeing a 5-man roaming to the mid lane. No minion blocking, but the 5-man from Virtus Pro here. Whereas Polish Power sent only 4. Zagara already in the bot lane, beginning to set up her creep, just so she can make her own little base down there. Just make sure it's very hard to gank her and that she can start bullying.
We've already seen one Morales today, and once again the level 1 choice here for the Trauma trigger. We're seeing also a block chosen for Sonya. A bit more popular in the North American scene to go for the level 1 talent here, whereas in Europe it's either Warpaint or the Shot of Fury in most cases. But right now the adjustment made. We have a couple of auto attack damage dealers on the side of the opponent, especially Stitches, of course, going to be a menace throughout the game and already trying to be a nuisance with a hook attempt against Sevkaja. Just a bit too short, no fish hook just yet. And of course on level 1 for him we see Hungry for more.
Yeah, he wants to get that Stitches as tanky as possible. This is the reason that people were beginning to pick Stitches even before his changes, due to the fact that he was one of the tankiest warriors in the game. Johanna already popping that Iron Skin, and that just lets her walk away very safely, Power Dream, not even bothering to waste his stun.
Yeah, and up at the top lane, Luna is in a situation in which you never want to be in as Morales, the only hero on the lane. The wave clear of Morales is, well, let's put it like that, it's non-existent.
Yeah,
so
we're watching her currently take about 8 autos to kill a minion, so you can kind of see exactly what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, there's very little that you can do. I mean, you can heal the minions, which is exactly what she's currently doing here, at least trying to. That doesn't really work. So as a Morales, you always want to be on the lane with another hero that you can support, because let's face it, if you're on a solo lane, there's very little that you can do. Any hero can push you back, and you don't want to end up in that situation. If it's only to hold a bit of experience, then you're still fine. But right now, you can already tell that Sevkaja has decided to stay up of the top lane to enjoy those sweet Morales heals.
Yeah, just gonna chill up there. Clear waves for Morales, but Jaina being up here, both Jaina and Morales need to be careful of getting hooked by Stitches here. And Stitches is playing very aggressively. Even a grenade for good measure, just do a little bit of damage to the minion wave and push people back with a bit of harassment. Jaina popping out to clear the wave, not willing to push too far forward here. She didn't take the globe talent, so she doesn't need to push out for any reason really. She can just stay behind her wall and soak all that lovely XP.
We have also now 2 minutes into game, of course, the mercenary is spawning, and that means that Sonya is doing her job by moving straight in to take one of the siege giant camps. Coincidence very nicely with that 2-minute 30 tribute that we just saw spawning at the bot lane. And now, of course, the top lane is being pushed quite heavily by the mercenaries as the rest of the team is moving down. We already see a bit of a fight happening, though, as Toxical is taken down, runs straight into that try setup here with Stitches and Uther. And that is a very old-school comp, getting hook and stun in, but still the tribute being fought over. Perm, on the other hand, is able to complete the channel in time.
Yeah, and this is, like you said, a very old school combo. This predates even the Stitches Morales combo that we, sorry, the Stitches Tirana combo, seeing the Uther being used as the follow-up here, and that was back in the days of Well Met in the alpha.
Yeah, for now, as you can look at the talents, we have actually a setup for Uther where he goes into Boundless Conviction, and usually that is comboed with Wave of Light. Oh, Sevkaja able to escape. Oh my god! Just barely escaping. Oh, that Boundless Conviction nearly took him down there. But Wave of Light as a level 7 talent is of course something that we oftentimes, or that we don't expect to see as often anymore, since now Cleanse has been buffed by Blizzard in the last patch. We have Eternal Retaliation taken for Johanna for the extra wave clear and cooldown reduction, and Stitches going straight into that amplified healing, which makes him just such a monster if he has good support in the backline.
Yeah, it's very true. Hook not landing this time though. Lunan moving forward with the rest of the team who have come to gank Sevka. A Power Dream trying to focus Bashek here. The Living Bomb has been dropped onto Jade as he gets knocked out, but Bashek body blocked perfectly by Power of Dream and is taken down. That is now a hero advantage in favor of Virtus Pro in time for the tribute, which they're now going to push into, and they should be able to capture that fairly easily.
Level 7 for both of the teams. Tenderizer, the talent taken now. Endless creep, and Zagara already taking good control over the bot lane. Nice attempt up at the top to go for Leo, and they start to stun him out. Toxical is moving in too, and they get that kill against Uther. Do they? Yes, they do. They take Uther down. A 4-man rotation. Nice hook against Lunan, though. But there's, of course, no follow-up as Stitches is very much alone up here at the top.
Yeah, the Stitches has to basically chill here and clear the wave as best as he can, or at least try to. So, Katowice is on the way as well, so they shouldn't have too much trouble dealing with the minion wave. And Sonya has left to go to mid to try and soak the XP there. Zagara continuing to be a bully.
Cleanse taken on both support heroes. Morales and also Uther went into cleanse, so no wave of blight taken here after the Boundless Conviction on level 4. Top lane pressure still happening, and that's where most of the action is currently taking place. On level 1 with the Lingering Chill, we have now Frostbitten to combo that off as well, and another tribute on the map. Each team has so far secured only one, so the second one is going to spawn down to the bottom now for either one of those teams, and it looks like Toxical might actually be just barely able, no, not quite, to channel it out.
Yeah, denied by that Boundless Conviction. Jaina gets annihilated there by all of that damage. Morales coming in to try and help out Johan. Muradin here taking a lot of damage. Safeguard even used to keep him alive. The healing is very high, but Sonya really can't seem to get that turn and just continuously being denied by long-range abilities. And now we see Polish Power. They will move in, take control of the area, and that should be a tribute for them.
Yeah, and it once again showcases just how strong these players are. I mean, Virtus Pro is definitely in a bit of trouble, especially since Reyna is now taken out too. They immediately knew where he was, moved in and took him down, and now they are pushing the rest of the team back. It's a 5 versus 4 situation once again. Here comes the Blizzard though from Jaina. Safkasha trying to get the damage in. Leo from Korea healing himself. And again, we're seeing a bit too late that Nether Blast, but the hook is hitting. It's hitting Morales. Power of Dream has to move back to help out with a Stormbolt, lock them down. Tribute channel, no more heroes dying, but that was definitely a bit of a shock there when that hook hit Morales for Virtus Pro.
Yeah, that's the one hero you do not want it to hit, other than maybe Data until she has her Ice Block. But luckily for Virtus Pro, Uther and Katowice, the two heroes who could follow up Sun, were a bit further back, taking that tribute. So Morales does live to fight another day here. In the meantime, Polish Power beginning on their mercenary camps, whereas Virtus Pro kind of just having to get back into the lanes and soak.
And level 10 is now finally available also for Polish Power. They are a bit faster with that, and we see them with more, with the Divine Shield, with Putrid Bile, and also Blessed Shield plus Phoenix. And it's another tribute that's on the map. We see just in time for this. Virtus Pro also heading into level 10, which allows them to go for Wrath of the Berserker, Avatar, Water Elemental, Hyperion. And I suppose we're going to see the Simdon. Yes, we do, for Morales. So it's going to be a fight on even talents for the tribute, and this one could curse Virtus Pro.
Yeah, it could very much curse Virtus Pro, which is why they're putting a huge amount of effort, all 5 members, into defending this one. Just deeper to top lane ADC, a bit of XP. There is the Stim Throw. It's onto Sonya here, doing all the damage, and the Divine Shield used on Stitch, taking much of the damage. The boy hits 2 heroes, so much of the Flesh Shield is everyone. Reyna already taken down. Sonya getting focused, the Morales heal not enough. Power of Dream completely out of position. Dwarf tosses himself away. Hook just misses. The Power of Dream will be able to get out of here. And Zagara going to try and pick up that tribute while Stitches chases down Jaina.
Yeah, Toxical actually leaving the game here, dropping out. Sefkasha trying to defend the mid lane, but we have that curse now against the team in blue. And this was, of course, not really a fight that they enjoyed, especially since Reyna was blasted away. And then afterwards, there was just nobody to put the extra damage in after especially Sonya was under a lot of pressure. She had the Stim Drone as well, but it was immediately being focused. Now we're in a situation where we see 3 kills against 2 overall. And we have, with 5 heroes on the map against 3, a very nice position for Polish Power. They can start to move into the mid lane, maybe even snipe Sefkasha. If he doesn't move back soon, then he's going to die to this rotation that is already heading his way.
Yeah, he has very low health. He needs to be very careful here. And there's only 2 and a bit seconds left on Stitch's hook. So Sefkasha's going to have to back up here very, very quickly. At least get behind his minions, despite there being 1 hit. So they could at least block the hook coming in. And a very interesting thing I'd like to mention, you mentioned seeing the block on the Sonya at the start of the game, and it's something we have been seeing on the NA server a little bit, but the fact is she is getting Stim Droned. I'm kind of curious as to why no Warpaint. if she is going to be the one getting the stim drone.
Yeah, one of the things that actually surprises me a bit is that we have a setup that, well, she goes into follow through as well. So this is a setup that doesn't really allow her to self-heal herself at all. There's no ferocious healing for her. With a follow through, you can of course get a lot more damage out of the stim drone that you get, but the problem that you have with it is that it's tricky to stay alive if you are in your opponent's setup. And with only Morales, there's the kill against Jaina as kind of expected. With only Morales being around to heal you, I don't think that's enough. Morales doesn't have that burst heal. If you're being focused, then Morales alone is not going to keep you alive.
Well, they're about to try. In comes Sonya with a lot of damage. Pony gets taken down there. Paradream with some great zoning. Leon having to back up his focus down very hard, but Toxical pushing in very hard here. P-Rim getting slowed there by Paradream. Paradream doing a great job for the CC to let Toxical do all the damage here. And Johanna not getting out sniped by Leon at the end.
That was actually a pretty big misplay on the side of Johanna. She had Blessed Shield available throughout the entire retreat that they saw there. At any point she could have turned around, dropped that Blessed Shield and save herself and maybe even one more hero. It's really surprising to me that the heroic ability was not put to some use. That was the perfect opportunity to just disengage in the situation. With now 2 heroes down, Zagara just coming back, we have Virtus Pro immediately reacting with an attempt to go for boss instead.
In comes Polish Power, though. They're going to try and contest this. The Putrid Vial by Pota used to try and raid it, but no, Toxical able to grab the boss. But a kill already onto Jada, but traded straight away for Chaos. Leo taken down too. And suddenly, Virtus Pro taking full control of the game here, and they're going to take down Poti as well. And that is 3 kills for 1, and a boss being taken by Virtus Pro here, who are now just going to push in the spotlight.
Absolutely great situation for Virtus Pro now. And the one thing I want to highlight that again, we have no ferocious healing for Sonya. That means that at this point she is rather weak in the game. Once that she's able to pick up the Nerves of Steel and later on then ignore Pain as well, she's going to be so incredibly difficult to kill, especially since he has the stim drone and all that damage. So this is the time where we have a big opportunity for Polish Power to actually control her during these fights with focus damage and a couple of stuns. And they were not able to do that. Instead, they're losing the team fights now, and it's not going to become any easier once that Sonya starts picking up her level 16 and level 20 talent.
Yeah, they really need to try and push any as much as they can right now. They have taken down the boss already, didn't have too much trouble with that, and grabbed their Siege Giant camp in the bot lane. Whereas Jada grabbing the Siege Giant camp in the top lane for Virtus Pro and the rest of the team taking that Bruiser camp without too much difficulty. Paradream scouting out the boss to make sure that there are no sneaky attempts, but he did see a couple members of Polish Power heading up here, so this could be a boss attempt. They're really taking around his hook, just misses.
I like that Power of Dream went into Burning Rage. 2 of the tanks actually did. Johanna as well with the Condemn, of course. It works very well with her. She gets even more siege damage out of it. But having Power of Dream now running Burning Rage also on Mirrodin allows them to take down these creep tumors of Zagara. And you already talked about how much vision they have on the map to go for these boss attempts. So it's great that we have one hero dedicating a talent to taking them out and limiting the vision of Polish Power. Nice hook here against Sonya. They try to go for the kill and they have the Shrink Ray now available, which is another great talent on Uther that he can use to just limit the movements of Sonya during those fights, and also of course reduce her damage. With that extra stun that they have, they might be able to finally control her, because that's one of the problems that they will, especially after level 16, have quite a bit.
Yeah, Sonya was actually very lucky after that hook that she had Wrath the Berserker up already, because we mentioned before it does give her a 50% reduction to CC, so very lucky it was off cooldown, because otherwise she may have actually been burst. There's the hook onto Muradin. He gets stun locked, but the Morales seal and the Avatar enough to burst a huge amount of Putrid used by Stitches to give his team a chance to retreat. Stimdor used on Raider, who gets launched straight away to counteract that damage. The Phoenix zoning quite nicely, preventing anyone raiding onto that watchtower. And now we're seeing the team of Polish Power beginning to roam back into this tribute. They're not giving it up without a fight.
Again, no Blessed Shield used to lock down Muradin and maybe take him down there. Blessed Shield has not been committed. And once again, oh, there it comes, last second Blessed Shield. It is way too late on the other hand. Muradin is down, but the double kill against Polish Power is making it totally worth it. We're having now 2 heroes dead, Stitches and Johanna. That Blessed Shield heroic ability used way too late. They could have capitalized on it before, but trying it as a retreat was already a bit too late here. And now we have another tribute for Virtus Pro. They play a great game here. Jaina, on the other hand, nearly dying, but Morales is keeping her alive for now.
Yeah, and even with the chain bombs, Polish Power don't seem to be able to take the fights that they really want to. Sonya We mentioned it's going to be harder to keep her alive, but Morales, the heal, is just enough. The hooks have not been catching Morales like they want. They've been getting heroes like Raider, who's been sustaining thanks to his own trade. They've been getting Muradins, who's jumping away. They're really not having a good time with the Stitches so far. Once they have their fishing hook, though, as long as they're not too far behind, they will have a chance to turn.
It's also one of the reasons why I'm really having a tough time understanding why Johanna is using her heroic ability so late. Yes, you don't want to waste it and just throw it in, but they could have tried to lock down Muradin even more and maybe burst him away. And once that Morales starts healing, it gets mini-stunned. You have that mini cooldown on your beam, so that will at least for a couple of seconds make sure that Morales is not able to heal anybody. So that would really help them. Right now, I feel the team has to coordinate their efforts a bit better during those fights because they have a setup that is strong enough to take them on, especially with those chain bombs on Kalthas. There's a lot of potential on the side of Polish Power to really turn this around again. The problem that they have is that they're up against the level 16 talent now, and that makes things a lot more difficult.
Looks like we're going to see Virtus Pro letting that tribute go over to Polish Power in exchange for the boss. Polish Power have spotted this. They have the more available. Water Elemental does see Johanna here. Boss being left so that they can try and take the fight. Chaos is nowhere to be seen. Poti having to be divide shielded here. Nice shield this time, getting a good angle. Phoenix from behind, really making the positioning for Virtus Pro a bit awkward. Jada already taken down actually, but Leo getting zoned so nicely here. The more already used onto the backline, but the push continues. Poti getting taken down, but Toxical kind of separated from Morales here. He's finally going to get taken down by Perma and Johanna here. Leo trying to find the right angle. It's a 2-for-1 currently in favor of Polish Power. The Chaos doing a lot of damage. In comes Ufa to heal him up, and the Arcane Barrier has been hit with the level 16 to protect him.
And once again, we see Joki in a bit of trouble. Ah, he's getting jumped by Muradin, goes down, but the focus against Neon. They're trying to take down Reyna. He's still being healed by Morales, but he dies regardless. Muradin is dead as well. Leo nearly down, but can heal himself. And Luna, the only survivor here, he's trying to escape, but we already have Zagara on the mount. Here comes the Phoenix unmounted Morales, and she is dead as well. 13 kills against 12. The turnaround again by Polish Power. Barshek arriving so late in the fight. It looked like it was a massive mistake to even go for it, but they are able to secure the boss and they win the battle in the end. Bashik coming in, cleaning house after the rest of the team did a great job defending boss and getting Virtus Pro very low in hit points.
The positioning on that Phoenix from Bashek was stellar. He knew that Virtus Pro were using that small area as the correct, as a good, safe position that they could throw abilities at Polish Power from. So he made that place very inhospitable with that Phoenix. And not to mention the perfect timing there, they not only were able to deny the boss, but the fight went on so long that the tribute spawned right after Chaos had already got one in bot lane. And now it is only one tribute for each team away from a curse.
Great comeback here. This is a really cool game here at this point. I mean, we had a couple of back and forth action already, but I would definitely rate this 6.5 out of 10. This is looking good. The boss is at the top lane right now. I'm sure IGN agrees. At the top lane now, trying to take down the fort here. And this is really like both of the teams are on eye level now. We have a boss pushing the bot lane, since of course Virtus Pro reacted with a push as well. We have still a tribute now dropping though, and both of the teams have to now think about how they're going to react with the boss. But we have a mercenary camp trying to defend against it as well. And once again, another team fight is imminent.
Yes, it just does have fishing hook now. He catches Sonya, rapid the hit just before that follow-up gravity latch. And Blizzard doing quite a lot of damage to Josie, who's having to back up. Leo kind of zoned for this team here, really not in a good position. Really needs to get round to his team somehow, but he can't take the long way round. Just has to wait for this for Virtus Pro to back up so that he can move back in. Neon trying to take it. He gets hooked in, actually. That's really bad. He gets locked down. But tanks much damage. He does have a little more. He gets caught in the board. Divine shield on Johanna. Keeps her alive. Power Dream getting zoned out too. And Neon gets taken down. Toxical dropping low too. Drops the nerves to keep himself alive though.
Yeah, and once again, Ice Block being used here, but it looks like Jaina is going to die. Sefkashe is down, and that is a 5 versus 3 at this point now. Another great hook against Lunan. Amazing hook in the follow-up with immediately another blast, like putting him up in the air. Great moves there, and a level lead plus curse on the side of Polish Power. They dominated the start of the game, but then we saw Virtus Pro turning things around, and at this point, it's just the complete opposite. Polish Power is able to go for it after they have now the safety net on Kalthas. All that damage, and that, I mean, they push it out every single fight, and then Stitches with a nice hook even cleans up the rest of the team. A 5 versus 2, and this keep is gone. Great position here in this first game between Virtus Pro and Polish Power for the Polish team.
Chain Bomb and Fishing Hook are good talents, and they're using them to great effect here. Able to take down the keep in the bot lane and do a huge amount of bullying on to that mid lane to expose the keep so they can go for it later. Jokesy, though, he did take a lot of damage in that last fight. He's going to use the opportunity to go B, as is Perm.
And of course we have also level 20 talents just around the corner on the side of the Polish Power. So with that they have a double Bolt of the Storm now. They have Redemption on the side of Uther and Stitches with a Hard Shield. Johanna with Indestructible. Incredibly difficult to take them down now. That damage on Kalthas alone during these fights really helps. You can tell how they work now with Johanna plus also those chain bombs. And the timings for the Blessed Shield are actually a lot better than they were in the beginning. Two of the fights were more or less lost because they just didn't coordinate their talents correctly, but they definitely found their rhythm now, and the coordination between them, locking targets down after a good hook, is so much better, and it really pays off for them.
Absolutely does. They have a bruiser camp now. They're going to try and use that coordination to maybe catch someone or get the key, because Virtus Pro have to play so safe here so they don't get caught. Exactly like that, the Icebox sort of sacrificing Reyna there. Reyna getting focused down, but the safeguard from Morales with that inoculation able to keep Reyna alive. But the keep does at least go down the more, preventing Power of Dream from counter-engaging.
Yeah, that panic moment there when that hook is starting to hit, Icebox had to be used. Reyna is just running away because he knows if he stays there, he's down. It gives them time to focus their attention on the keep and take it down. Second keep now fallen. A massive lead in the game at this point for Polish Power. They're trying to even steal more away. And Potipos with a hook attempt, going for a blind hook here, not hitting anything. But of course, they are still in an incredible position. But level 20 talents will be ready for Virtus Pro, which will allow them to engage into team fights again.
Yeah, and then they have their small chance of coming back here once they have that Feel No Pain on the Sonya to begin with. It's going to be mental in terms of keeping her alive. Sorry, Ignore Pain, so that she can push in and try and survive this, getting into that backline and getting rid of that Kale Pass even through the Arcane Barrier.
And the Nexus Frenzy now. I mean, we have a couple of things that really come into play now for Virtus Pro. That Caduceus Reactor, first of all, is going to make Lunara's life so much easier. It's an incredibly important talent if you are playing with Morales, especially if you're up against the hook. It's oftentimes the one thing that decides over life and death. And also, Nexus Frenzy. What an amazing talent now to just put out more damage against those frontliners. With those seasoned marksman stacks that we're seeing on the side of Reyna, this is just an incredibly important talent to have, especially if you're also using Executioner and Giant Killer.
Yeah, if he can burst down enemy heroes here, then that could be the huge difference here. There is, like we said, one imposing presence only on the Johanna, and the Tribute is spawning. If Virtus Pro can get this, they have the level 20s, and that's going to be a curse and possibly kills if they can get him. Poti, though, he wants to try and end this fight before it even starts with a hook to try and turn this very, very quickly. The creep spotting Power of Dream. He's not the one they want, though. Oh, he gets Morales! That is terrible. The population already used it. The Kuta trying to separate out the team here, but Sonya is going in very deep. The ball does zone her away, though.
Yeah, once again, the Maw is zoning, and we also have now, again, Kalthas trying to just lift him up with another Weather Blast. At the same time, it looks like Johanna might die again, though, but it's proccing the Indestructible. Potipos, on the other hand, on Stitches. He dies in Power of Dream. He takes down Johanna, and they jump in again.
Power of Dream is going to get taken out, though. No, the inoculation and the healing keeps him alive, and he's able to tank through those chain bombs. And Virtus Pro able to get 3 kills and the Tribute here, and this is exactly what they needed. Their core is about to be under attack from a mercenary camp, but they're going to try and go for the push here.
Yeah, and at the same time, the fort in the mid lane is also being assailed by those waves, of course. They go down to the bot lane now, and you could really tell that in this last fight, Sonya was just able to do so much more thanks to the Ignore Pain. She had the safety net, and she used it, and now after it looked like the Polish Power might win the game, this first map could end in favor of Virtus Pro. They go in, Bashik is trying to take them all on with his chain bombs. He's going for Neon, but he dies as 3 players focus on him, and we already have Power of Dream on the core. This is going to be game. Ladies and gentlemen, GG, comeback after comeback here on map number 1 between Power of Dream, between Virtus Pro and Polish Power. Too much power in this game. And a great series that ends in favor of the Russians. GG and well played. We have a Lunara game, everybody. Yes, it actually happened. Lunara is being played. Polish Power here in the second game against Virtus Pro. And currently we see them down one map in the best of 3 series. It's their map choice and they went straight into Tomb of the Spider Queen. And right now we have to the left side Polish Power with Leo from Poland on Tassadar, Potipos on Johanna, Perm on Reina, Joki on Chen, Bashek on Kelthas. And yes, we have a Chen in play as well. To the right side of the map, Sevkaje on Lunara, Power of Dream on Muradin, Toxical on Thrall, Neon on Vala, and Lunan playing Karazim. Game number 2 here at the Heroes Championship Qualifier, and this is going to be pretty exciting. On level 1, the Cruel Spores are already taken here, so cooldown reduction and mana restored. And of course, we are seeing the Wisps making their way over, trying to get a bit of a feel of what's happening in that smoke screen over here, but taken out right away.
Yeah, the Wisp very useful at getting those early scouts in, avoiding face checking, especially since Lunara is made still, even after changes, out of paper mache and baby powder, so there's not much that she can do when it comes to face checking. Much easier to check. And yeah, like I said, Cruel Spores is going to be very useful, especially when dealing with Web Weaver lane pushes, so that she can deal with them using that extra poison them and then leave the lane and re-poison them afterwards, and still get some mana back.
Yeah, and level 1 is definitely a bit of a weird talent for Lunara, since of course you can either get that increased radius, but it's only 20%, or you go for the vision on the poison, which can sometimes be a bit helpful, but in this case, as you want to take down the Web Weavers, it's a good talent to take here for Sevkaje. We have a Chen on the other side as well, and I mean Chen in the later stages with his Regeneration Master and the potential Amplified Healing on level 4 that you could go for, don't have to, but it is a talent that is still making a whole lot of sense on such a map. You have a hero that can just like jump in the backline and really start to bully squishies like Lunara, so it's going to be great to see those team fights later on and see how the dynamic in the fights is going to develop.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see it. Right now, Sevka actually able to bully Johanna quite a bit throughout these fights. Chen, like I said, just soaking the bot lane, grabbing... She's not part of the roaming squad, which is a bit weird. She's not getting as many globes as he really could be.
Yeah, Chen is very much alone down to the bottom of the map, and we have everybody else rotating over, which of course, especially Reina, is going to be very thankful for, since he now is in a position where he can get additional season marksman stacks. It looks very much like, at least for now, Polish Power has a bit of a better position here when everything. Power of Dream already taking quite a bit of damage, but without level 13 for Kelthas, his bombs don't do as much damage, of course. But yeah, definitely a really fun setup that we have here with those heroes that we see. So the last patch shifting things around a little bit and already bringing heroes like Chen and Lunara back into the meta. At least a tiny little bit.
It's always cool to see the experimentation like this. Sevka helping clear up that minion wave very quickly. Paradream being careful as he roams between the lanes, and Sevka being even more careful, almost taking the long way around, but instead just waiting for his teammates to arrive so that he can come down in a safe fashion and not get ganked.
Yeah, Chen goes for the standard talent, not into Amplified Healing, but Swift Reflexes, which we see nearly on every map, so it doesn't make the map adjustment to combo the heal off with the Regeneration Master on level 1. Swift Reflexes as is, though, an incredibly powerful talent here for him, which is one of the main reasons why we also see it here. Uh-oh, and Lunara, Bambi! Bambi is already dead, so Lunara is the first blood in the game here and goes down as the first target. So Sevkaje needs to be careful. As you already said, Tetcher, she is still extremely squishy.
Yeah, the health buff did not give a huge difference. Just gave her a little bit more in line with other heroes. Level 4 talents, she did take the Nimble Wisp. I personally very much like this talent. Gives a lot of scouting potential. And it's actually comboable later at level 20 if you decide to go for the upgrade on your jump.
Yeah, currently we have still a bit of a roam around there on the side of Virtus Pro, but they have to be careful as they're already falling behind in experience. At the bottom lane, Chen is starting to push Toxical back a bit. The both of them basically doing a pretty solid job just securing the lane. Nobody able to push the other one back and take a few of those towers or shots with the ammunition. Sevkaje rather low, just jumping around with Bambi a little bit and trying to put some pressure in. A lot of toxic damage here against Perm. Reina is definitely having a tough time against all that poison damage that comes out from Lunara.
Yeah, the blinds, though, being quite useful to at least block the extra stacks coming on. Like, Reina had 2 stacks of poison on him there and was about to get hit by a third, but the Johanna blind was able to block out that last auto attack, which is quite helpful. Both teams still roaming, currently only 1 kill to 0, and that 1 kill was onto Lunara. The first turn-in, though, happening for Virtus Pro here, so they're going to be able to go a little bit more aggressive here. But level 7 hit first for Polish Power.
was very well done at the bot lane, with Karazim taking over at the bot lane, securing experience and keeping Chen at bay, and then Thrall moving over to the turn-in spot to secure that first web weaver wave. They need, as you already mentioned, level 7 though, and they are going to try and get that. Brewmaster's balance on level 7, of course, after Swift Reflexes. Conviction and Eternal Retaliation taken for Johanna to complete that Condemn build that she's using. And now with level 7, we're seeing Wild Vigor taken with the increased damage on the attacks. So for now, it seems like Lunara is going to try to get that extra damage in. The top lane is being pushed right now, and we have also followed through as the level 7 talent now taken for Thrall as the mid lane is being focused.
Check, taking a lot of damage here, but a good flame strike hitting both Karazim and the Valor, but Karazim with his auto attack thanks to that Transcendence is healing up his team quite effectively here. Johanna coming in for a bit of harassment, but gets all 3 stacks straight away by Lunara and is still being beaten down. It takes a lot of damage, gets stunned up, and Thor coming in for the finish, and Pony goes down, but that is an exchange from Valor. Kael'thas though follows up, making it a 2-for-1.
Kael'thas down, and also Johanna eliminated. Great attack here on the side of Virtus Pro. They're doing a great job jumping out with Power of Dream again. They were able to take those walls, and they not only came back inexperienced, but even took a slight lead over their opponent here. Of course, it's still a matter of gems, and we are still seeing 50 on the side of Virtus Pro, of Polish Power. They're trying to actually turn those in. Virtus Pro themselves with 35, and Lunara going for the poke damage, always just moving in with a couple of swift attacks against the opponent to try and use that poison damage. Chen against Thrall at the bottom lane, still dancing their dance, but we have a slight lead now for Virtus Pro in this game.
Yeah, they're starting to get a little lead here. Sevka still using the hero to great effect, like you said, just moving in and out, gets stunned up by Kael'thas, but it's only going to be harass damage, and actually takes a lot of damage in exchange. Lunan having to dash through to get to Toxical, bouncing off 2 enemy team members to get to Toxical to give him that heal.
Lunara attempting to put a bit more damage in, can't get into range though. She has the biggest running speed in the entire game. Movement speed for her is absolutely incredible, but of course she can't mount up, which is sometimes a bit of a problem for her. Currently we have them turning in their own gems again, but it's only 2 that the Polish Power is missing to get finally a Web Weaver wave on their own. The problem for them is really just that level 10 that we will see very, very soon now for the opponent. Again, Karazim dashing in, and Lunara from the range trying to put some poison damage onto Polish Power. And there is that level 10 that we've been waiting for.
Yeah, it's going to be the Thornwood Vine coming in for Lunara here. So a lot of AoE damage, a little bit of extra range poke, not going for that leap. Which would be a bit of evasion and a bit of chase potential, but can put Lunara into a very risky position, especially against a hero like Chen, who can really position her in a risky position.
Yeah, here comes that poison again against Bashek and the turn-in attempt, and it looks like thanks to that level 10 they're able to get another Web Weaver wave. And that's the case. Web Weaver wave number 2 for the red team. Virtus Pro is making it happen, but now we have also the rogue abilities ready for the opponent. Storm, Earth and Fire might have to be used, and yes, Chen is using his ult to get out of this situation with Power and Dream and Sefkaji moving in. He had to. Thornwood Vine's already being used, but the potential kill. No, Divine Palm saving Lunan on Karazim. They jump in and take down Reyna. They turn it around. Great play by Virtus Pro, and now they're even trying to chase down Chen.
Yeah, Sevka was zoned out the fight by Chen, but the Earthsort Fire has worn off, so now he's getting focused down. We see Parabeam knocked up, but he was able to turn around onto Chen, and they do get the kill. And now with Web Weavers, they're going to be able to push at minimum bot lane, and with the other Web Weavers still in the other lanes, they can rotate up and harass there as well.
Incredible damage on the side of the team now. They are doing a very good job here. The red team taking the opportunity to turn the fight around. They take down Reyna first and then move on to also eliminate Chen. And it's the perfect timing since the Web Weavers are just now in play. They move up to the top, trying of course to go at least through the wall here as Potiboss is trying to take the Web Weavers down. Muradin already threatening Kael'thas here. But as is, there's more and more structures being lost on the side of Polish Power. And they are behind in this best of 3 series. It's their map choice that we're looking at here. If they don't win on Tomb, then it's going to be the 2-0 victory for Virtus Pro, and they would advance. Of course, the game is not over yet, but they have to really make sure that they are starting to take a couple of team fights here, and kills in particular.
Yeah, they need to stop pushing this up here. They were able to defend mid and top lane here, but they still need to get control of these turn areas. They only need 2 gems for returning, but they need to actually get to those areas first.
Yeah, and for now we have even talent, so that gives them an opportunity to do exactly that, to push in and try to turn in. The Wisp is of course helping. Toxical starting to move in. He's going to use a Chain Lightning to interrupt Potiboss, and we have the rest of the team starting to move in. The big fear of course on the side of Polish Power is now that level 13 is hit for Virtus Pro, which would allow them to dominate the 2 turn-in spots again. But they have to attempt to somehow move in to secure those last 2 gems that they need to get their own Web Weaver wave.
Yeah, but right now we are seeing Virtus Pro just turning in as many gems as they can and controlling both of these turning spots, like we did say, and that's just very risky because 13 is so close for them. They're just soaking any XP they can. Paradream can even just grab this entire minion wave, and they're creeping their way towards enough. Paradream getting caught out though. There's a 5-man push into that turning area, but everyone is here except for Valor for Virtus Pro, and with level 13 so close, it's just unwilling from Polish Power. Another turn in the attempt. Will Valor be able to see this? It's better she doesn't, due to the fact there are 5 people here. And there it is, finally, a set of Web Weavers going over to Polish Power.
It's very interesting, though, that they didn't want to fight. Polish Power did not want to fight, even though they were on even talents. They were very reluctant to engage into a battle. Now we have the level 13 talent, and it's the unfair advantage. An amazing talent for damage on Lunara. Sometimes, of course, the Greater Spell Shield can make a lot of sense, especially, of course, when you're playing like Hero League Quick Match and you end up against very strong burst heroes with ability damage. Nova, of course, always a favorite in Hero League. And in that case, it would make sense. But if you can, unfair advantage is the talent to go for, and that is what Sevkaja has chosen here.
Yeah, it's really effective at dropping heroes down, especially heroes like Chen, who would otherwise be able to tank through stuff like that. Instead, they get stunned up quite quickly. They're coming in. In comes the Sundering. Only his Tastar doing the eventual shut down. But Raider is completely out of position. He's getting focused down. The Living Bomb onto the Thrall, though. The Vibe Path keeps him alive. And Raider already biting the dust. Lunara getting dropped low, but it's being kept healed by Karazin here and repositioning herself so she doesn't get picked off. Poti gets taken down as well. And Muradin is not done trying to get onto Tastar there, but he is dimensional shifting out.
And we have the level 13 talents. It didn't help Polish Power. They got the chain bombs now on Kalthas, but it didn't really make a difference anymore. 60 gems still for the team in blue, and Virtus Pro with 28 on their own are very close to another turn-in, but they have to first of all defend against the Web Weaver waves, which is exactly what they did now. If they turn in all of the gems that they have, they will get another Web Weaver wave. We have 2 heroes with Burning Rage. On the side of Virtus Pro, it is Muradin, and on the other hand, we have Johanna taking the talent for Polish Power. And of course Relentless now on the side of Chen. They're starting to go for a couple of camps here, but you can really tell that it's very tricky for them to dominate in one of these team fights. We have always the Frost Shot coming to play, slowing them down, Thrall going in with the damage with the Sundering, and then from the back Lunara just dropping all of that poison damage that makes her such a nuisance in these fights.
Yeah, and they're actually coming down for a bit of a fight here. Currently getting caught by Punch-Up. The Sundering hits everyone, and the damage is huge. We already see Tassadar getting picked off. He has to put both his dimensional shifts, but Raider, Johanna, Tassadar, and Kalthas already out. It's now just Chen. It is Earthstorm Fire with only Fire and Storm left, and then not giving up without a fight. Sevka is going out, but he turtles back to the Storm one and gets killed off by Virtus Pro here, and they're now going to push in with their Web Weavers.
It's a complete team wipe that we see, and that is the nightmare scenario. Now they're going to lose even more structure. Level 16 is going to be ready for Virtus Pro in a few moments, and this is of course going to be a disaster. The Web Weavers at the top lane are still pushing. In the mid lane we're already seeing the fort eliminated and the keep wall attacked. They're moving in with everybody. Muradin is starting to close in with the rest of the team now as well. The chain bombs, of course, they help a bit, and so does the Phoenix that Kalthas is now spawning, but at the same time it is just looking very, very grim for Polish Power. They're 2.5 levels behind, and they lack that level 16 talent, which is of course such an important asset now on the side of Virtus Pro.
Yeah, in the level 16 talents we do see on Virtus Pro the invigorating spores from the Lunara, giving her that extra 50% attack speed for 6 seconds, increasing her damage output even more. The Stone Form for Muradin here, giving him that tankiness. Standard talents for everyone else, except for Vala, who's gone for a bit of an executioner here.
Yeah, Vala.
On Karazin.
Vala with a bit of extra damage here, and the Soothing Breeze that we see in this case is of course going to help a bit against the potential stuns and the slows that we have. Not really sure if the talent is actually needed. I mean, if you're with Karazin at the front and you have a Muradin and a Thrall next to you, the heal power that you get is quite nice. I'm wondering a little bit if that is actually a bit of a mistake here by him. I mean, yes, we have some slows, we have some stuns where you can use Soothing Breeze, but I don't really get the impression that it's a talent that is necessarily needed and particularly stronger than what you would get with Circle of Life, given the setup that they use.
The only slow actually is from Chen here, so that is very interesting. So kind of confused because it only works on slows, roots, and silences. So that is very interesting. I agree with you. I think that may be a misclick.
I mean, it happens. It's the same icon, you know, every now and then when you're like in a rush and you're in the middle of a fight and you really want to like the talent quickly, you might make a mistake. So that might actually be a bit of a mistake that we see on the side of Virtus Pro. But still, it's working out for them. They use Thundering. They go in once more. They try to go for Tassadar. There's a slow already against Chen and they're immediately going for him. They take Chen down and Tassadar is still around as well. He's trying to dodge, but there's no escape. He's using again the dimensional shift, but guess what? He's not going to be able to hide forever. Yeah,
that damage from Sevka there onto Tassadar with like that first hit. Very powerful since he had his crit up from his invigorating spores. So for now, Virtus Pro easily going to be able to take care of this boss. That puts even more pressure onto the top lane where the keep is already pretty much exposed except for one tower.
And the level 16 talent is still missing, so they are waiting for the next talent. Well, Polish Power, that is. And that's the reason why they're currently split all over the map, trying to get a bit of experience going here. Of course, they are missing 2 heroes as well, which doesn't make things easier. The tower is taken out, and they start to move down to at least secure those 2 siege shines. That is going to help. It will give them level 16, and with the extra talent, they might be able to make a few moves, but the problem is still this massive boss starting to push through the top lane. They could even turn in at this point. They're missing 10 gems, so yeah, it's close, but I guess they just want to get the most value out of the boss, and that's a very smart decision.
Yeah, protecting it, making sure it can push as hard as it can. Down goes the tower straight away, so this boss just getting a bit struck by the fountain, but will be moving on to the keep very shortly. Paradream going very aggressively, and look how hard Raider was hit there. Getting pushed back already via that Lunara damage. Flashlight coming in, and now Sevka trying to get hit. Chen goes very aggressively here, trying to distract as well as Johanna. And we're trying to see the counter attempt from Polish Power here. Pony already taken down Strafuse. They're trying to take down Chen here. And he will go down, but he... Oh, that's on fire. We'll keep him alive for a bit, actually. He may escape here. But at least he has distracted Virtus Pro for a bit enough for that boss to get taken down. The keep, however, already dead.
Now level 19 versus 16, a bit of pressure through the push in the mid lane. But Lunara is definitely adding a lot of value to the team right now. Her damage is very solid with 39,000, especially if you think about like the difference between the way that damage is dished out by Vala, who is still the top damage dealer in the game, and Lunara. Whereas Lunara is more on an on-point damage hero that is able to just like deliver, of course, like that damage over time. We still have it mostly on single targets, whereas of course with Vala it's that multi-shot that really counts in that arsenal as well. So Lunara with very nice damage, and we've been already seeing during these fights how fast she can drop a target here. And at the same time now we're having the entire team head into level 20, which is going to deliver those storm talents, and things are already bad enough as is for Polish Power.
Yeah, Polish Power just keeping the pressure on as best as they can, trying to get control over those turning points again. They have 37 gems, which is not enough. Virtus Pro, however, they did have enough, and they get another set of web weavers, and now they're going in. Sundering hits so many people here. Lunara focuses the Raider. Raider getting him back to his trade. Leo getting so down. Prescience does protect him for now, but Raider already taken down. The Living Bomb spreading very effectively here, but Sevka on fire here with his damage.
Yeah, Sevka definitely pushing Tassadar back once, twice. He's trying to heal himself, shield himself as well. But Sevka already in hot pursuit as the rest of the team is currently in the middle. Whoa, that's... Oh my god, that poison!
Yeah, dimensional shift.
Unbelievable. Again, he shifts away, but that core can't run. Can try to hide. Level 20 talents now with a Forest Wrath being used. We're also seeing Bolt of the Storm, and again, poison everywhere. Lunara finally dies. Does it really matter though? Doesn't look like it will, because there's only Tassadar around, and with the web weavers now pushing into, this core is going to fall. Ladies and gentlemen, a 2-0 victory for Virtus Pro against Polish Power. Well played here by Sevka and his teammates, and they advance with a 2-0 victory over their opponents. And that is it, everybody. GG and well played. The game's over, and therefore also the video for today here on Khaldor TV. We had another great Heroes of the Storm match, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Also hope that you enjoyed the commentary, of course. So thank you very much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up on YouTube. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to Khaldor TV yet, you should definitely hit that sub button as well. If you have some friends that like Heroes of the Storm, then definitely make sure that you show them the channel and also the video. There's a lot more where that came from. We're going to have like continuous content throughout the next few weeks with more Heroes of the Storm matches played, not only on the European server, but also on the North American server, in tournaments, in leagues, and more than that. So guys, once again, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope that you had some fun. It was a pleasure casting for you. And I'm going to see you next time with even more videos here on the channel. So have a great day and see you soon. Bye-bye.